amongst us, General S.S. Sandhu. I request you, sir, to kindly give your address to the distinguished audience. Let's give him a warm round of applause, General S.S. Sandhu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proud privilege to be here speaking on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the Institute, and also speaking about Mr. Jagmohan Singh. A lot has been said since yesterday about Mr. Jagmohan Singh, but I'd like to emphasize on 2 or 3 areas. I first met him about 20 years ago in this very hotel. A friend of mine who had come from the US, Taposhi Bentley from Chicago, to get an award. And she was alone. She so asked me to come along with her, so I was here. That evening struck a chord in my mind. It might surprise you that there were 3 ex-prime ministers at that function giving away the awards at almost the same time. It was Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Devagowda, and Mr. Gujral. 3 of them. And I said, this man has got something different in him. Really, he had a lot of tremendous amount of ability, tremendous amount of networking ability. He had an uncanny characteristic of identifying excellence. And I asked Taposhi, how did you get in touch with him? She said, I don't know. He reached me. And she's a very, very successful chartered accountant looking after a large accounts of corporates and for the charity sector in Chicago. She said, I don't know. So the fact is that he had an uncanny ability of identifying excellence and recognizing excellence. It was truly, truly amazing. I kept following him following the NRI activities. He was much ahead of his times. I'm talking about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when he knew that, we had a vision that the NRIs as a bloc are an important group in this world. And there's a lot that the country could get from them. And equally he felt responsible that he need to share a lot more with the NRIs, share with them more opportunities, share with them more avenues as how they could be involved with us. He really kept on coaxing the government that this is something you're missing about. And that brought about the LM Singhvi committee, and rest of it is history. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas came about, I think about 10, 11 years ago. But most of what you will see in that committee's report is what Mr. Jagmohan Singh had shared with Mr. Singhvi. It was tremendous. And he was actually the pioneer of involving this huge potential, huge group of non-resident Indians with the activities back home in India. He could inspire, he could motivate anyone. He could reach anyone. And believe you me, his success of the last 25 years is a testimony that nobody ever said no to him. They were all willing partners in what he was wanting to do, because I think he could convey to people that yes, together we have to change society. Together we have to make things happen. He was indeed a tremendous person. And 3 cheers to him. Equally important was a person who was his support throughout. A person who believes in being in the background. And today she's not going to be in the background today. It is his wife, Sharanjit Jagmohan Singh. May I please request her to stand wherever she is. And a round of applause for her. A round of applause for her. It is a tremendous achievement. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. She was a very strong partner with him, and she made things happen. Today, We're very happy and fortunate that Manu Jagmohan Singh is taking on the mantle of taking his efforts forward. And I've got no doubts that lots and lots more things will be happening, and soon. Talking about the Institute, I wonder how many of you really know that this year the non-resident Indians repatriated $64 billion to this country. They are the largest group repatriating this kind of money to the country, and we are second only to the Jews, much ahead of the Chinese. And this is a huge amount of money. He could recognize the expansion, the exponential potential in this group. He could see that. And today, the whole country is trying to woo you all, to bring back what you could. And it's not alone about money. It's about expertise, it's about technology, it's about management, it's about your skills. And there is so much this country can benefit from you all. We owe it to all of you. We owe it to all the non-resident Indians, 25 million of them in this world, and I really salute them for all the contributions that they're making to make India. I travel a lot, and every Indian that I meet, he is so concerned about the country. So what is it that I can do for it? And yes, there is a lot more. I wonder how many of you know that the non-resident Indians contribute about $3 billion to charity in this country every year, or rather this year. It's a different matter that 60% of this goes to religious institutions. And when we ask them, what do you think the religious institution ought to do with this kind of money? Everyone says, healthcare, education, the girl child, this, that and the other. And when we tell them that there are beautiful organizations which are doing this kind of a work, the non-resident Indians' response is, we don't know them. That is the importance of this society, and that is where we need to bring about a greater amount of an interaction between the non-resident Indians and the needs back home. Today, every government, state, central and the state governments have a non-resident Indians ministry or whatever you want to call it. This is not a bureaucrat's job. It's a job of doing it with a heart and a passion. We all need to look at it, how we can make things better. It is a job of people like Mr. Jagmohan Singh and Mr. Manu Jagmohan Singh who can make these things happen. And I'm sure, sooner or later, we will reach that place. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.